Hello. Hi. Hi. Quick show of hands, by the way. How many people came to our previous Agentics event? Out of curiosity. Okay, all right. A few people returning, but many people who are new. Wow, this is awesome. I'm going to ask you all a quick favor. This is a very empty row in the front. I promise we don't fight, and in fact, we're actually a lot farther from you guys than I would prefer. So thank you to the brave volunteers who are coming. Thank you so much. Please come join us in the front, but I promise we're not very scary. Wow. Okay. So I think there's still a few people who are coming in. We're going to let them trickle in, but I figured we'd kind of get started. My name's Amol. It's really great to meet all of you guys. I am one of the people who works at, this will eventually flip over. I'm one of the people who works at Nori. I'm the CEO of a small company called Nori. We do background agents. If that's of interest to you guys, feel free to reach out. But in addition to that, I am the lead organizer of this community called Agentics. This is our second meetup, and it's our first bi-weekly, which I'm very excited about. Agentics was originally started back in January just as a way for us to share information with people who were asking us questions. And a lot of people would ask us the same questions over and over again, like what is a skill file, and what is an agent score, and how do I run Claude Code, all these different things. And it's been several months, and I think that a lot of people are now way more experienced with these things, which is very cool. But also, we're still finding that there's a lot of people who are just kind of answering and asking the same questions over and over again. And this is especially true in New York. How many of you guys have been out to San Francisco recently? Quick show of hands. Yeah, it's a little different over there, isn't it, right? Like a lot more, let's say, intellectual gravity around these sorts of things. So we kind of set out to do the same thing here. And we wanted to try and create a little bit of a community by hosting regular events and hosting a Slack community, which eventually will start on group day. Things just like stop someone. Like there we go. Yeah, I want to just leave that thing. No? Oh, there we go. Join the Slack. We have a little Slack community as well where folks can kind of join and ask questions and meet other people who are experts in the field. All of us can learn together. One of the things that I've been really excited about with Agentics is the fact that it's actually quite beginner friendly. We try to have people from all over the place, from a bunch of different types of industries come in and learn from each other, because coding agents and the way that we use these agents is just so brand new that I don't think anybody really has a really firm grasp of what these things can do. I used to be at Google. I'm actually wearing my Google shirt today, funny enough. And one of the funny things is I still have a lot of friends at Google and people who work on Gemini and things like this. And I love them deeply and they're all great people. But I often get the sense that they themselves don't really know how these tools work. And I have friends at Anthropic and OpenAI. I feel the same way. Some of the things that I've learned the most have come from people who are not technical at all. People who are actually entirely non-technical. Unique insights about how these coding agents work because they are not held back by process or any of the baggage of previous generations. So that's Agentics, and I'm really, really glad that you guys are here. I also want to quickly shout out Modal. This is the Modal offices, of course. Modal has just been absolutely incredible for hosting. They actually hosted this really last minute. We had a different venue. I don't know if you guys originally saw, but originally it was supposed to be hosted in Williamsburg. And then kind of last minute, we got to change because that venue fell through. And Modal was like, no sweat, you guys can come here, like we'll handle it. So huge round of applause to them. Really quick, if you guys don't mind. I don't know where Nate is. He's hiding somewhere, but Nate, we love you. Thank you so much. He's in the back. You can't even hear me. That's okay. So this event, like I said, is our first bi-weekly. We have, at once a quarter, we try to do a larger event. The first one that we had was in May. Some of you guys came to that one. And more recently, we've been interested in hosting smaller, every 2 weeks events that are targeted on a specific topic. We want to, work with and co-host with another startup in the New York City area. In this case, Agentics, who is co-hosting this one today. And I'll have Sam introduce himself in a second. And every time we want to talk to one of these startups, we want to basically, focus on a particular area of what it's like to work with coding agents. So this event is all about personalizing agents. How do we think about context? How do we think about memory? How do we make these things share our tone of voice and our style and all these other things that come with using an agent that is not just the default happy, helpful assistant. And so with that, I want to hand it over to Sam. Sam has probably spent more time than anybody else I know in the entire world thinking about this problem. So Sam,
thank you.